Hey everyone, Mr. C here. I wanted to go over what lunch might look like for you this year. It's going to be a little bit different than what we're used to in the past. If you're new to us or if you're a kindergartner, you might not know much different, but I'm going to run through what it might look like for you so you know what to expect. First of all, everyone will be having lunch and recess back to back like we have in the past. So you either go to lunch first and then recess, or you'll go to recess and then lunch. Each is about 25 minutes long. You're going to have the same recess and lunch teacher with you the entire time. So let's say, for example, Miss Sargent is down in the cafeteria with you. She'll also go outside to recess with you, and she'll stay with you for the remainder of at least the semester, if not year, like that. We will have two different locations that we're eating in this year. Okay, we're going to be eating in the cafeteria, and we're going to be eating in the gym. We're trying to space students out to keep appropriate social distance and make sure that we're respecting everybody's space. So I'm going to run through in just a moment what that will look like for you, as well as the lunch changes. So let's say it's time for lunch and recess. You get up and line up in your classroom, again, using airplane arms or appropriate social distancing, making sure that you're respecting the person's space in front of you and behind you. You're going to sanitize your hands before you get down to the cafeteria, before you go outside. And then once you get to that location, you're going to go to your assigned seat. Yes, we're going to have assigned seats this school year, both in the cafeteria and or if you're eating in the gym, you'll have an assigned spot where we want you to sit and eat every single time you're in that space. If you're in the cafeteria, you're going to have assigned spots with 3 to a table. It looks something like this. You'll notice that there's one individual here and here who are on the same side of the table. They sit on the same bench but at opposite ends. And there's a third person that sits right here who's in the middle on the opposite side of the bench. So in the cafeteria, we're able to fit 3 people per table, but it's a smaller space. So we won't have as many students in there. If you were eating in the gym, then it'll look something like this, where you'll have one student sitting here and one student sitting here at opposite ends of the table facing one another. We will have many different tables spread throughout the gym. You, again, will have an assigned spot, an assigned table where you sit each and every single time you have lunch. Now, getting to lunch, it's going to look a little bit different too. In the past, you're used to going through the line and having a couple of different choices to choose from and getting to scoop your own items from the salad bar. And you ended up with a lunch that looked probably something like this right here. But this year you probably won't have lunches that look like this. I don't know that you'll have different options. You might only have one option. So if you're a buyer, you might have one thing to choose from. You will not have the salad bar to pick off of. In fact, your lunch won't look like this. It'll probably look more like this, a sack lunch. Now, that doesn't mean that the food tastes like a sack. It just means that the food is prepackaged inside, nice and safe, and we're trying to limit the contact that people are having with your food. You as well always have the option to be a bringer. If you are a bringer, when your class gets down to the cafeteria, then you can go directly to your assigned spot and eat your food. We're going to ask that you please remain seated at your assigned spots until you are released to go, again, sanitize or wash your hands. There's going to be a lot of sanitizing, a lot of washing to make sure we limit the spread of germs. Now, what will recess look like? We'll get to that in just a moment. So we'll wrap up with lunch and check that one out next. All right. So lunch, again, assigned spots, either the cafeteria or the gym. We're going to ask you to remain seated until everybody is finished and you have been released one at a time to go rewash or sanitize your hands before heading to your next location. All right, folks. If you have any other questions, your teacher will be able to help you out with that in just a moment. Thank you.